But first, we have to go from chocolate to ham.
So I'm going
right?
to transform from host to, let me get my, apron on there.
Is this a traditional apron every year?
This is, I think Teresa's mom made this one, and you know, I think about this is when we were going to be talking about my grandmother's food. I picture her. She had 2 kitchens, my grandmother, one in the basement, one upstairs, because that's what Italian grandmothers do. They have kitchens in multiple places of their house,
right?
And so I picture her in an apron cooking leading up to the holidays. I mean, basically from before Thanksgiving until after January 1, that's what she did, was cook for all of us. So it was pretty awesome. So we're going to be talking Christmas ham. This was my Uncle Rocky's recipe.
Okay.
Who then passed it on to my cousin Glenda. And then I took it from Glenda, and I have made it the last several years. And
now, do you make it, excuse me, do you make it just like they have had it, or do you add in a little bit of Tim finesse into the recipe?
Well, first I'm going to turn that glove because I just put it on backwards. I pretty much follow suit. Glenda had made a pretty perfect ham. And so as long as, if you're talking not healthy, and so for the holidays.
Okay. Well, we also talk about indulgence. As you know, Firefighter Tim is often on here doing workout, you know, things as well. But you always say, I mean, it's one day. You got to have a moment.
Exactly. You got to have your moments. Otherwise, you jump off the cliff, you know? I feel like if you don't give yourself those breaks, and so what we're going to start with, this is something Uncle Rocky. People like Coke, but my Uncle Rocky always was a big fan of the Dr. Pepper for the ham, and so I want to make sure I get it just in those spiral cuts there. Okay. Get that drizzle all over. Then
there's something about that
that
just goes together. Yeah, a little OJ.
And you know, this is a feel, not really a measurement on this completely. This one is up to you when you make this.
Like that.
So orange juice again, and then another Dr. Pepper. Whoop. And we'll just use a little bit of that one. And then we've got our pineapple.
Pineapple, okay.
So we're gonna.
Do you just do the juice, or do you do the
I will
slices
put the
I'll
put the pineapples on there too.
Okay.
So
save those for the end.
Yep, save those for the end. Now, after we've got that, where's my honey? This is from my father-in-law, Gary Finn. He has bees on their farm in Boone County, and so we're gonna put a little honey. Like I said, this is also called a diabetic problem with this. The honey making little fun holiday noises itself there. So set that aside.
I just put a little laughter in your cooking. Right?
Yeah, that's right. My kids would have just loved that.
Of course they would have. Yes.
So now we're going to turn this up, and this just, you know, is just your traditional glaze that comes with it. You know, you don't have to buy a special ham. And you just get that. I put a little, instead of using water in that, I just go back to the Dr. Pepper. We're going to make this nice and sugary and salty. That's what
else do you have in there with it, Tim?
This is just the little, these hams, like glazed ham like this, comes with the little packet of glaze.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't shy away from that either. We're going to put as much on this guy as we can, so you get that kind of heated up.
Right.
And then we're going to just.
I always say, just doctor it up, you know, put it all on.
And we really are doctoring up because we got that Dr. Pepper. So now we're going to pour this over the top.
Oh, that looks good.
And after we get that poured on, shut that off. And now we just take.
Is this a brown sugar mixture?
This is brown sugar. So I have dark and light brown sugar in here.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
So as Glenda used to say when she would make her hams.
Does she pack it?
So she packs it, and she would say, you got to make it look like a little meteor. So basically, the ham disappears under all the brown sugar.
Yeah.
And so.
And of course, because when you cook it, that all just settles in.
It just melts in, because you're gonna. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this. You can either put this in the oven, or I have like a little, just an electric oven over there that we can put it in. And so as it's cooking, so I'll get that on there. And now we switch to getting our pineapples on there. And you know what else I forgot? Normally I forgot to do this, but I like to take my maraschino cherries also. Okay. And I normally pour those.
Oh, you do some juice on top too.
Yeah, why not? Why not? We're going all in for this, and then we'll put our little cherries.
Can I open this one too?
Yes, please do. Open that one up.
Oh, I'm getting water everywhere.
And so.
Look at that sneak peek.
Then basically, if you're going to put it in the oven, you can put it at about 300 for 3 hours.
3 hours.
And just ladle that sauce on top as you're cooking, and
now,
that's exactly.
what about in here? How long did you typically cook it in this?
This same. I just put it on 300,
okay.
And let it cook for 3 or so hours. And I used an already cooked ham, and then we can just pull a little piece of that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. All those juices in there too. Well, of course we got to try it. Yes. I would imagine a lot of people are going to be making a holiday ham this year. Tonight, tomorrow.
That is good, if I do say so myself. And here's the other thing.
Ooh, the flavor. Ooh. Woo.
Yeah, and you may not be used to cooking. Like you said, we've used to going to big family gatherings, so maybe somebody else does. So if you haven't, run out, try this recipe on your ham, I'm telling you.
So how are you changing things up tonight then at your house if you're so used to cooking for so many people?
Well, I struggle with that.
Yeah.
I struggle with cooking less. I really do. So I'm still making, obviously, I just thought that's one of the reasons I'm cooking at home. So I made 2 hams, and I'm going to smoke a turkey.
Okay.
And I'm making a bunch of mashed potatoes, and I figured we'll eat leftovers. We'll make the turkey into turkey soup later this week.
Yeah.
And so we're doing that, and then tomorrow will be a little different. Normally I kind of do it again, the traditional stuff. Tomorrow I'm smoking some ribs, and my parents are making brisket, and we're going to do that tomorrow night. And then in the morning, I'm making a breakfast casserole for Teresa's parents.
I do love a good breakfast casserole. I mean, a little bit different this year, but of course the most important things are who we have there, right? The people that we have in our lives.
And people are safe and hopefully healthy. And you know what? We're here together for Christmas.
Yeah,
so that's
do what you got to do for sure. Okay, well, we are continuing Indy style, of course, because bah humbug. We're going to tell you where you can see Ebenezer Scrooge and his timeless tales. We have more, Tim, from the Actors Theater of Indiana. All sounds and performances of the holiday season. I love it. It's all coming up right after this.